Okay, I'm back. I had to get off that live stream for a quick minute. Oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I've been busy, man. And I don't feel like listening to them actually. At least not right now. I know I'm gonna fall asleep soon, and I just don't want to fall asleep with them talking in my ear. I don't want to pick up those spirits. But while I wait for people to enter the chat room, let's talk about something else real quick. What is it gonna take for us to get Chris to go live and roast the fuck out of Irma Pussy Cheek? Do we have to take up donations for him or something? Hey, City, let's put our heads together because we gotta motivate this man. My life won't be complete until I get one final Beasley Irma Pussy Cheek roast from Chris. At this point in my twilight years, I am living for this roast. So if I have to set up something, PayPal or get his PayPal, and let's get a donation drive, a Irma Pussy Cheek drive for Chris. Let's do this, man. Cause I just don't know how we see the ghoul from Antioch, that hideous, grotesque face of his. And I don't know how Chris has just sat on the roast of life with no problem all this time. A month and 9 days, 6 days, or some shit. 9 days, yeah. It's been a month and 9 days, 39 days. Chris has sat on this Irma Pussy Cheek roast. And he just won't share it with us. And I think that's fucked up. I mean, Chris is my dog and everything, but come on, man. He's killing me. He's killing me. Anyway, how are you, City? I really want to get some cliff notes on Mike and Jamila. Can y'all please tell me what has been going on? Did he go back over there and raw dog her again? She allowed him to come back? And I mean, I see titles of videos and I'm drawing my own conclusions, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But, and I don't feel like listening to their videos, at least not right now. Because, I'm tired. And I'll fall asleep. And I don't want to fall asleep listening to their videos. Because I'm scared I might pick up some spirits or some shit. You never know. All I know is that they broke up over her saying something he didn't like. And he gave Tina a wrench and kept playing her twerk video. So did he go back over there and raw dog her again? Because the last time I checked in with Mike, he was talking about, what was he saying? She got a tail growing out her asshole and her hair stunk and she took a shower and had to send her back 2 times because she didn't do it right the first time. That's the last I checked in. So did he go back and raw dog her again? Hey, Black Cherubim, it's good to see you as always. Uh, uh, uh. So what was he talking about tonight? Did I hear? I was listening to Chris. I think Chris was saying something about dog shit in the corner or something. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, help these people. Uh, uh, uh. Man, like I said, I probably ain't going to have time to listen tomorrow. But now's not a good time for me to listen to either one of them because I'll fall asleep. And I don't want them talking in my ear while I'm sleeping and getting in my subconscious. Because next thing I know, I'll be looking to, well, let me not say that. I don't know. Like the other afternoon, I fell asleep. Who was I listening to? I was listening to somebody. Let me think. It might have been True Freeman. Oh, Jesus, BC. Might have been listening to True Freeman and I fell asleep. And I started dreaming. Never mind, I ain't even gonna repeat that dream. Just suffice it to say, it ain't good to fall asleep listening to none of these YouTubers. You just don't want that shit seeping into your subconscious while you're sleeping. You know, you might wake up stupid, start stalking people. And speaking of stalkers, man, I did a video on one of these channels a few months ago. I think it's called The Stalker's Handbook or something. And I talked about how, you know, the stalkers in this sector, they all do the same shit. And it's like it must be a handbook that they have on how to stalk people. Because they all display the same behaviors when they're obsessed and stalking somebody. So anyway, earlier today, I saw Tommy was playing a Dr. Phil show. So I went and watched the video myself because, you know, Tommy stops it and talks. You know, I want to see the whole thing, you know, through and through without all the stop and go. And, you know, that's just annoying to me. So I found the video and I watched it. And I don't know what states these guys are in, but they're not in the same state. But it was ill. And it was like they did the same, the real crazy obsessive stalker one, although the other guy wasn't completely innocent. But you could clearly see who was the obsessive stalker. So the obsessive stalker on the show, I mean, he sounded like the obsessive stalkers in this damn sector. They all do the same shit, you know, and they say the same shit. You know, I'm gonna fuck with you. I don't care if I lose my family. I lose my job. It's not going to stop me from fucking with you. And you'd be like, really? That shit is sick, man. But the guy on Dr. Phil said the same shit that I've heard a stalker in this sector say. And he was doing the same shit that we see stalkers in this sector do. You know, making up shit, lying on people, calling people's family members. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with these people? And you know, um, hemorrhoid heifer. And the stalkers, man, it's scary. And you know, well, I speak for myself, you know, I only thought this shit was happening in this sector. But no, this stalking shit is happening all over the fucking internet. And all of the obsessive stalkers are doing the same shit to people. I tell you, there's a handbook out there somewhere. Maybe they Googled how to stalk somebody. Because they do the same shit. Anyway, the situation with Tommy and his latest saga has been very interesting to me. Um, yeah. Um, mm. Did y'all get that? I need y'all to um, activate your mental telepathy when you hear me say, mm. Whenever you hear me go, mm, you are to download all of my thoughts. So I just said, you know, the latest saga with Tommy, with the hillbilly and the JB Gunner, it has been very interesting. Mm, mm. And that's all I'm going to say. Mm. Yeah. Mm. The hillbilly Twan, he should scare every black man that has been in his chat. True should be afraid of him. What's that? Neptune's fan. Every black man should be afraid for that hillbilly heifer sucker to even see their screen name. Because if I know something, that hillbilly weirdo fag, he got a dungeon in his basement. He got all types of chains hanging out the walls and all type of contraptions and a gynecological table sitting in the middle of the basement with all types of contraptions, and you got a medicine cabinet with all types of metal utensils and shit and booty hole wideners. He is obsessed. Forget white men being obsessed with the black man schlong. This hillbilly nigga is obsessed with the black man's asshole. Everyone should be afraid of him. But no, I see black men in there bigging this nutcase up. Did y'all ever see Pulp Fiction? Remember what them hillbillies did to Ving Rhames? Big back, black strapping Negro. They had him tied up, hog-tied, bent over some sort of bench contraption. They had a red ball stuffed in his throat with a black leather strap tying it in the back of his head, and they was taking turns. They brought out the gimp, remember? They brought out the gimp. The gimp was in this leather mask suit, and he was chained in a box bench, some shit, and they opened the lid. The gimp didn't even speak, and he jumped out, and the gimp began to fuck that big black Negro in his ass. That's Hillbilly Bob. That's Trumpster Bob. That's Dumpster Bob. You niggas are crazy to be hanging out in that man's chat. Do you hear the type of shit he says? He's just divulging his fantasies, things he would like to do to black men, not white men, not the Spanish man, not the China man, but to Negroes. These people are fucking nuts. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And then the J.B. Gunner situation. Yo. I made a video a couple of weeks ago. I think it was called YouTubers plus IRS equals prison. And I delved off into the area of YouTubers, and I really wasn't talking about Tommy. I was actually talking about Tasha K wanting to branch out. You know, there's been some chatter that, she wants to have her own talk show like Wendy Williams and all of that. It's one of her goals. And so I was talking about, if you want to branch out and expand your platform or, embark on other opportunities like that and just grow as large as you can, then you're going to have to change your ways because being unkind, mean-spirited, hateful, and doing stupid, wicked shit, you know, people may never forget what you said to them. Wait, excuse me. People may forget what you've said to them, but they never forget how you made them feel. So if you're on YouTube with a grand platform and you're saying shit and making people feel, what's the word? Dejected, humiliated, embarrassed, all of those uncomfortable feelings. They may have forgotten what you said as time goes by. They may have forgotten what you specifically have done to them as time goes by. But they will never, ever, we don't forget how people make us feel. And so certain behaviors that somebody like Tasha K displays, it may be entertaining. It may, for some, it may just be a matter of watching, when you drive, you see a car accident, can't help but to slow down and rubberneck to see what happened or how bad the accident is. That's what's going on now. So yeah, you may have 400,000 subscribers. You may have 4,000 people watching you as you go live. But the majority of those people are just rubbernecking, because the bottom line is they see the shit that you do. They see how you treat people. They see how you talk to people. And they really don't respect you. So you got all these people watching you. And the majority of these people watching you live, out of these thousands, 1,000, 2,000, the majority of those 2,000 people don't respect you. So when you branch out or attempt to branch out onto other endeavors, you wonder why there's no support. Because people will never forget how you made them feel. And you're never going to attract bees with vinegar. You'll only attract them with honey. So it will behoove you to be more kinder and gentler to your supporters, to the people in your audience. But people can't help but eventually show their true colors. And when people see your true colors, it is what it is. Now, nobody's perfect. We all got some shit with us. Every last one of us. Now, I know you all think I'm perfect, but let me tell you, I am not. I am not. I got some shit with me too. We all do. And it's expected. It's understandable. But you got to own up to your behavior and mistakes. Sometimes I see, some YouTubers, you know, you made a mistake. You jumped the gun. You, um, you know, uh, went overboard when it wasn't necessary. It happens. Nobody's perfect. But own that shit. And nobody appreciates anyone, fucking up and being arrogant about it. And again, when you go to expand your platform and you think because, hey, I got 400,000 subscribers. When I go live, 2,000 people at least watch my every live with me. And then you go to expand your platform and you wonder why only 8 people, only 13 people showed up. Again, because of your behavior, because of the fuck shit you're doing online, you have lost the respect of the masses of your subscribership. Yeah, they'll still watch you while they're at work because it's something to do. They'll still have your video playing while they're cleaning their house, or they got a long drive to make, whatever the case may be. But when you really need their support, it ain't happening. And being nasty to any individual that has been a major supporter of yours, people see that. And I know, some YouTubers don't give a fuck about offending somebody for no reason and then continuing to offend them. Some people, some YouTubers really don't give a shit. And, that's okay if, you want to see your donations dwindle along with your viewership, it's okay. But if you want to grow, I'm just, offering some advice, some constructive criticism. This ain't a roast. This ain't being disrespectful or anything. It's constructive criticism. You've got to be more kinder and gentler. For your audience to have participated with a particular fan, moderator / subscriber for years, interacted with this individual, watched how much and how many times they've donated, read their comments all these years in your chat room, nothing but admiration and support. And to see that person, individual, being mistreated, it can do nothing but turn a lot of people off. Now, again, some YouTubers, they just don't give a fuck. Well, okay. You don't give a fuck today. We'll see if you start giving a fuck sooner or later. It's almost like, in business, the customer is always right. People who donate and support and all of that, you might want to start looking at them as customers. People who purchase your merchandise, you got to start looking at them as customers. And in business, the model is the customer is always right. You cannot cuss out your customers, even if they're fucked up and wrong. I'm just making an analogy, but, but then again, not really. It's not really an analogy. But the bottom line is this. You have a whole wealth of people who were live, who watched the conflict from the beginning, and then how it carried on to the next day. And they sat there and observed you more than they have ever observed you before. Peer pressure is a motherfucker. And that was the cause of the situation. Well, not the complete cause, but it's definitely a component of how it just spiraled into what it became. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. and becoming quickly and highly emotional at the speed of light. And not that that was done on purpose, obviously, but, we're humans. Shit happens. We fuck up. Sometimes we allow people to push our buttons, and we immediately react and respond. And one thing I learned, that everything does not require a response. Everything does not require an immediate response. Sometimes you got to take a breath and woosah and respond at a later time. You know, but again, it's just constructive criticism. It's not roasting or anything. Think of it as a teachable moment. But I think as content providers, hey Razzie, it will behoove these big YouTubers. Hey Black, it would behoove these big YouTubers to look at their donators, subscribers, even if they don't donate and they just sit in your chat room or whatever. You got to look at them as customers and go by that business model of the customer is always right. And don't give in so quickly and easily to peer pressure. Again, none of us are perfect. We make mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers. And, hopefully we're all on that same path of becoming better people. But, yeah, that JB Gunner. Other than that, fuck that nigga, JB Gunner. Fuck him. Now I can say that. He ain't my fucking customer. He's not my supporter. But when he's your supporter, your donator, you can't be like, fuck that nigga. Yeah, Port City. Don't be quick to respond. There's a time for everything. Look at the situation with Irma and myself. There were times I wanted to respond. Every time he told the most filthiest lie on me that he could think of. It's only natural. I'm human. I wanted to respond. But there was something on the inside that held me back. It would be a still voice that would say, now is not the time. Be still. And I would be still. And when the time was right, I knew in my spirit, now is the time to speak. And I spoke. And it was very powerful when I spoke. You know, it's just really something. Being stalked and having somebody obsessed with you like that is a really, really sick thing. And thank God that I had experience with somebody like Beasley before. You know, to be honest with you all, I've been dealing with Beasleys ever since I was 8 years old. It's the same fucking demonic spirit that just presents itself at different times of my life in different bodies, in different humans. But it's that same nasty, wicked spirit. I've been dealing with that spirit ever since I was a child. I knew what it was. Most of the time, I could see that spirit in people before it starts. But sometimes I don't catch it until it's too late. And that was the case with Beasley. And if you remember, and I'll dig up that video when Beasley first started with me. I don't know if any of you ladies remember me talking about to watch his behavior and watch the situation with me. And that I will be the sacrifice for all of you ladies to see and learn how to deal with a demon like that should you ever encounter one. I'm going to find that video. I told you all I didn't mind being that example to have this man place me high on a pedestal just to uh, crucify me and shoot, snatch my balls off of me. And I don't even have a pair of balls, but he sure tried to snatch them off of me, didn't he? Um, and I allowed myself to be that example for not even just the ladies, but for anybody who comes up against a demon like that. And I'm being real, I'm being very serious. And if I must say so, I passed the test. You know, like I said, a lot of times I could see that spirit before it starts. But in times when it slips past me and it's too late before I recognize it, it's done like that for a reason. You know, it was a purpose why I had to deal with that demon. How I had to sit and allow this demon to just degrade and all those things that just ain't good. You know, I took it. And the reason why I took it was because I was strong enough to take it. That demon knows how strong I am. But for some reason, that demon thinks, oh, I'll get her this time. But I whoop that demon's ass every time he comes for me. And I get a kick out of when the demon thinks, oh, I got her now. I'm going to break her. I'm going to break you. You heard that demon say that. I'm going to break you, is what that demon told me. Well, what is so fixed about me that you need to break me? Am I that well put together in a way that you wish you were put together, that you feel the need to break me? You want to break me because you are broken. You want me broken just like you. Because only broken people go around trying to break other people. People who are whole, they go around trying to make other people whole. People who are happy live their life going around trying to make other people happy. So at this point in time, I just want to give God the glory and the thanks again for working through me one more time. One more time. What was the lessons to be learned in that situation? Number one, everything does not require a response. Many things do require a response, but a lot of times you should wait to respond. And always remember, less is more. Less is more. I want to share something with you, but then it's like I'm giving out my secrets. But I'll give this secret to y'all. I don't know if y'all remember one day on LA show, I called in and that demon called in. And again, he started yelling and screaming, "Madam Black ass," blah, 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 at the top of his lungs. And I was arguing right back with him, but I was arguing in a low voice like this while he was screaming at the top of his lungs. But I was speaking in a low tone that it was low enough that the audience can hear me saying something, but they couldn't understand what I was saying because that demon was so loud. And it got to the point where they wanted the demon to shut up because they wanted to hear what Madam Whip-Ass was saying. Less is more. Hey, Nat. Less is more. See, the demon didn't get when he kept playing the so-called Madam Whip-Ass tapes. Flooded his platform with it. Every show he's playing these tapes. I don't know what the idiot thought he was doing, the demonic idiot. But I'm here to tell you, less is more. Because the more he played those tapes, that rabbit hole of tapes, those 2 videos I deliberately put out, just so that he would focus on them and not on something else I did not want him to even consider any longer. Kept playing those tapes over and over till it made you all sick. Not sick of Madam Whip-Ass, but sick of him playing the so-called Madam Whip-Ass tapes. Less is more. What a fucking idiot he is. But that's his shit, not mine. But anyway, the next time I go live, I have got to find Fat Mad Bitches Tell No Lies. It's funny as fuck. What you talking about, Willis? But I have to find that video I did where I told you ladies that I would act as some sort of sacrifice or just be the example of how to handle a demonic stalker. And now that it's all over with, you know, I hope you saw something or can take away with one thing should you ever have such an experience. Hopefully you will say, hopefully you will say, oh God, okay. Hopefully you would say, you know, how would Madam Whip-Ass handle this situation? Well, if you can just remember those 2 things. Don't be so quick to respond. Maybe 3 things. Everything does not require a response. And less is more. I think you'll be okay. In fact, I know you'll be okay. And pray. Because the devil is real. For real, for real. The devil is real. He's cunning. He's charming. He's sly as a fox. Watch as well as pray. Thank you all for listening. I'm going to go check out Chris's video. He won't roast Irma pussy cheeks to save my life. I need him to roast that nigga. But he won't do it. Anyway, I start the video in the beginning. Perhaps we need to, he is a cutie, ain't he? Perhaps we need to get his PayPal account and start sending him, grease his palm a little bit. Because there's no way I'll be able to see the Lord, go on and be with the Lord until I get that Beasley roast from Chris. Now, come on, Chris. Come on through here. Enough is enough. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by. It's so good to see you, Nat, in Elm City. And Razzie, love you. Port City. And Dookie, hey, Dookie. And Jim Johnson, hello. Conjure, hello. False Teeth, Booty Hole Widener. You got that right. And Black Cherubim, I love me some BC. All right, I gotta go. Catch you. Bye.